Let's go. Well, we could ask, are you ready? But we'd have to ask it with more intensity. So, are you ready? For another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Hell yeah.
Is that damn good? Alright, well, in studio we got Mr. Burry on this special occasion for Tough Talks. Chilling like a villain. Getting some work done. So yeah, man, this week has been a bit topsy-turvy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still stunned at the fact that it's been only 2 weeks since I've been at SmackDown Live, but at the same time, I'm counting down the days till they get back in March.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what's up. So, wow, okay. We have a title change to talk about?
Yep, for the end of Raw.
For the end of Raw, yep.
Big surprise title change.
Okay, so that's just a preview. So this is in the order. Okay, so there we go. Let's start this off right quick with Roman Reigns defeats Dolph Ziggler, which is a match I didn't really expect.
No, it didn't seem necessary, that's for sure.
It was definitely one of those matches where I was just like, okay, are you sure we couldn't have booked this a little better? But after he got speared again,
right.
I guess it'll be because did he get speared by? No, it was Elias that got speared by Edge.
Yeah, he got speared by Goldberg the same night.
Yeah.
4 times.
It's just insane amount of pain. SummerSlam, jeez. Oh man, that was live. But yeah. Let's look at what happened here. With the misfortune that's befallen him with all the misfortune that's befallen him the last few weeks, Dolph Ziggler is theoretically due for a turnaround. Tonight, however, was not that night. After the show-off unexpectedly tweeted insults in the direction of Roman Reigns over the weekend and downplayed the various still unsolved attacks against the former Universal Champion, he received a comeuppance in the form of a Superman punch and a spear. He did, however, stave off defeat for an impressive amount of time before that happened. The former World Heavyweight Champion started his evening with a bang, cheap-shotting Reigns with a pre-match super kick and forcing the big dog off to start off on his back foot. Ziggler later dropped his foe with a pair of zigzags, one on the outside and the other in the ring. Although Reigns kicked out at the last possible second, but Dolph insulted the big dog one too many times after landing a famouser, leading to the fateful spear that dropped him like a rock. The hard-fought win gave Reigns some much-needed pep in his step as he headed to SmackDown Live, where his mystery attacker will be supposedly revealed by Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Ziggler, meanwhile, might do well to re-examine his mouthy strategy. He's always been known for his trash talk, but after the past couple of weeks, there's something to be said for the results, or lack thereof.
Yeah, I mean, so this is sort of interesting. It was strangely booked. I'm not sure what they're doing with Dolph. I think it's just his time to take bump after bump after bump for maybe he annoyed someone backstage. I'll be honest, I have not seen all of SmackDown this week. So when we get to the part where they reveal the true attacker, it's going to be my legit reaction to it because I have no idea where that's going.
Well, bro, we'll get there in a few.
Yeah, I've just seen people saying, kind of going like, what about it? But I haven't actually seen what it is. So I'm excited for that for sure.
I'm beginning to wonder if Bray broke his face or something, if that's why he needs to wear the mask.
What do you mean?
Like, he could have some kind of orbital socket injury or something like that, like...
Oh, they wouldn't let him wrestle if he still had an orbital socket injury.
Okay.
And I mean, we've seen him without the mask, and his face looks perfectly normal.
True. This is true. Leave it to you to have hard-hitting facts on Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. All right.
I think it's all just to the spooky factor.
Okay. Sasha Banks' return last week was shocking enough to land her in the hot seat on an episode of Jerry Lawler's King's Court talk show. But in any speculation as to what the King would get the boss to share went out the window when the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, came calling. Yep. Lawler had yet to introduce Banks when the lights began to cut out. The Hall of Famer wisely tried to get out of Dodge, and while he could, but he didn't get far. The Fiend found Lawler atop the ramp, crept up behind him, and locked in the mandible claw to bring the third WWE Hall of Famer, and if the trend continues, it won't be his last, to bring down his third WWE Hall of Famer. So I skipped a grammarage class or two. Leave me alone. What do you want from me?
Get off his back.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so your reaction.
So this is cool. I love everything they've been doing with the team. I have no problems with it. I'm not one of the people who thinks that he's being underused because he's not on every week or anything like that. Like, I think it's better if he's not on every week because then he feels special. Trying to think. The other thing that I did want to bring up, there's not really another section of the show where it'll be brought up. Finn Balor, who was the last victim of the team, obviously, and as we talked about, was going to be on a little bit of a vacation. It seems like the reason he went on vacation was to get married.
Yes.
So Finn, I saw a couple pictures online. Finn Balor married that girl, named Rodolph. Big congratulations for Finn.
Congratulations.
Vacation time.
Finn.
And it looks like vacation time for Becky and Seth too.
Yeah.
After all the other pictures that got put up.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely, like, you're seeing a lot of wedded bliss, or marital bliss, marital type bliss in the WWE.
With Charlotte and Andrade might happen, and who knows?
That would be such a super baby, though.
I'm telling you, that baby would be the greatest wrestler of all time.
I was gonna say, like, the blonde Wonder Woman and the Spanish Superman.
Yeah, it'll be unbelievable.
Jeez.
You have to kill that kid with kryptonite and a lasso.
You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine this? Like, just the genetics.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, Ric Flair and El Idolo combined would be an insane proposition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm amped for that for sure.
All right. You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. Ricochet and The Miz defeat Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. Only 4 of Raw's 8 King of the Ring contestants will vie to advance in the bracket this week, though that isn't to say the other half got the night off. In a tag team preview of next week's Round 1 matches, Ricochet and The Miz teamed up against Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin for a quote-unquote feeling-out process and a tantalizing taste of things to come. Miz and Ricochet seemed to have the match well in hand early, with the A-lister taking his partner's cue during a house-on-fire opening salvo. Corbin, however, had fresher legs. This was the first match in several weeks, or his first match in several weeks, and an all-business mentality turning the fight back in his squad's favor until Ricochet tagged in to even the odds. The former United States champion ran circles up and around the Lone Wolf, and thanks to a pair of assists from The Miz, he landed a recoil that dropped Corbin for a hard-fought win that will either give Ricochet and Miz all the momentum they need to advance next week, or give their opponents just the scouting they need to strike back in their first-round matches.
So, can I say the recoil looks like a one-legged code breaker?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely does. But, you know,
it's got a cool name.
Move. Huh?
It's got a cool name.
Yeah, it's got a cool name. The way he delivers it is quick and fast, and it comes out of nowhere.
It's no que paso.
Yeah. That's true.
El Idolo, like.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing he was just said.
Oh man.
Yeah, here I'll do this. Braun Strowman one too, since you did 2 in a row.
Okay.
Braun Strowman defeated United States champion AJ Styles via disqualification. AJ Styles' MO at this point is to get you by yourself and then beat you up with the rest of the OC. It's simple yet effective. The only question is whether his target can escape the beatdown. And as even Braun Strowman can now attest, that is a tall order indeed. The monster among men's United States title match against the phenomenal one was quickly waylaid by the combined might of the Good Brothers, who quickly interfered in the match and caused its disqualification. So a left field assist from Universal Champion Seth Rollins saved Strowman's ties. As Rollins made clear after the interaction, his appearance was a bit of a debt settling from Strowman's own helping hand last week. A favor Strowman was happy to accept with a handshake, albeit one that was just a touch too firm, leading to the briefest expression of panic on the Beast Slayer's face. In the post-match interaction in the backstage area, Rollins all but admitted to have Strowman named as his next challenger if he had it his way, but in the meantime, he had an idea of how the two could settle their beef with the OC by teaming up and challenging Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the Raw Tag Team titles tonight. One thing I do want to bring up here that's a little bit weird is at this point, there's no set person to fight Seth for the Universal title next, right? Like, we don't have a specific person who's fighting.
Yep.
So, what does he mean he can't name Strowman as his next challenger? They do that shit all the time. Haley just did it for Ember Moon.
Maybe they got a surprise for us in store.
Maybe. It's just a weird, like, within kayfabe, it doesn't make sense. Like, within kayfabe, he could absolutely do that, because he could just go to him and ask.
But that could be exactly why it is that way. Because things have become predictable to a degree, so they're going to do something that steps out of that specific, the confines of that specific notion.
Right. No, I understand it. Like, I understand the idea that they might be doing, hopefully they've got something that's a surprise for us on how to get to whoever his next, challenger is. What I'm saying, though, is within kayfabe, like, as in, if you're taking it all as completely real, and, then it doesn't make sense for Seth to be saying that, because there's been nothing to set up the fact that Seth can't give him a title match.
Maybe
AJ literally gave Braun a title match earlier that night.
I was going to say, maybe they're going to set up a heel turn.
They might be, but once again, I mean, that's a completely different thing, though, right? Because within kayfabe is my problem with it.
Okay.
The problem with what they're doing here is in kayfabe, what he's saying doesn't make sense, and that's problematic for the writing staff, where the writing staff can't come up with an idea that makes sense within the logic that they create for themselves.
Oh, so you're saying they should be able to...
They've shown that champions can name their next challenger, with AJ naming Braun Strowman his challenger for Monday Night Raw the week before. But now Seth is saying that no outside reasoning, like he has no match set up, he has nothing else. He's telling Braun, hey, if I could, I would give you a title match. But there's nothing. So, like, that's what it does it, like, and it's not a huge problem, it's just a logic problem within what they're writing.
Well, if it's illogical, then there is a bit of an issue with it.
Yeah, there's a logic problem on what they wrote, because it doesn't make sense for him not to be able to get the title match unless he's already lying or had another opponent. But they're setting him up so as the face, obviously. That's freaking Rollins, and he's feuding with AJ right now in the club a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. I did not see the end of the night coming when they announced that tag team match still. I still did not predict that final match.
Spoiler alert. We're not going to spoil the alert. Ha 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 ha. Don't get caught. Alright, so, that being said, yeah, it was a shock to me still. Samoa Joe defeated Cesaro, King of the Ring, first round match. The King of the Ring tournament has begun. Part of the reason why I said that bar that I did in that track. And Samoa Joe is the first man to advance out of the round of 16 with a victory over Cesaro. The two former United States champions set the tone for the fellow superstars in the opening minutes of their match as Cesaro sent Joe clean off his feet with a rocketing European uppercut. And the Samoan answered with a suicide dive that sent Cesaro tumbling into the first row. The King of Swing refused to let Joe slow down the match, drilling his opponent with as many uppercuts as his body would allow, and though the fast pace had the inadvertent effect of emptying his tank faster than usual. All Joe had to do was absorb the hits and pick his moment, and that he did. The big man withstood the Cesaro swing and the sharpshooter before escaping a neutralizer and dodging a springboard European uppercut to lock in the coquina clutch and submit his foe. Glory is within the sights for Samoa Joe, though attaining it will be easier said than done. This match was as grueling as they come, and they're only going to get harder from here. It's true. It's damn true.
Yeah, Cesaro had some trouble getting Joe up for that Cesaro swing. It was hilarious. He barely made a rotation and a half before he had to put it down.
Yep, but he swung Big E like 8 times.
I know. I think Joe's center of gravity is lower.
Okay. You want to get this one?
Sure. R-Truth craps 24/7 champion Elias' farewell musical performance. Let's be honest. Elias was never going to get out his farewell musical performance without an interruption, especially since he holds the 24/7 championship. Indeed, the anything goes nature of the title is precisely why he's swearing off performing. What is slightly surprising is that the guitarist escaped his final concert with the title, especially since R-Truth sprang one of the most ingenious traps to try to claim the championship for the 13th time. To sneak up on Elias, Truth seemingly switched the singer's guitar out for a poorly tuned instrument, then disguised himself as the roadie Elias attempted to berate into giving him a new one. His various roll-up attempts, however, only landed a series of 2 counts. Even a scissor kick wasn't enough to pry the title loose from Elias' grip. A wide-eyed Truth seemed to embrace the chaos by swinging the guitar at the title holder, though Elias escaped the ring with a look of terror in his eyes. Having survived his farewell performance, while also justifying his decision to have one in the first place. Having to contend with this is no way for an artist to live. Yeah, this was awesome. I guess we can pretty much get to it now. The title did change hands after Raw and SmackDown were off the air. I think yesterday or the day before at Fox Sports' Founders Day event, Elias was performing on stage there, and Drake Maverick was screaming at him from the audience with a security guard holding him back. And then R-Truth rolled up Elias on the stage, pinned him, interrupted a few basketball games trying to escape, and then got away with the title.
Oh, yes, Truth. But I saw it. Yeah, no. Okay, so he's a 13-time 24/7 champion.
He sure is.
My dude. My dude.
He's catching up to Ric Flair's record, baby.
You know what I mean? Like, he's 3 off. He's 3 away. Alright, Rey Mysterio addressed his future and his family. Is Rey Mysterio retiring? Not so fast. Despite suffering a string of humiliations against Andrade over the past few weeks and admitting his years in the ring are starting to catch up with him, the ultimate underdog opted not to hang up his mask thanks to his emotional urgings of his son, Dominic. Dominic, who has been more involved in his father's career since WrestleMania season, made a surprise appearance during Mysterio's interview with Charlie Caruso and stopped his father from the ceremonial self-unmasking at the last possible second, reminding Ray of a promise that he had once made to his partner Dominic the night of his son's debut. Whatever that may be, the young man convinced his father to keep his mask and remain in the WWE.
Oh yeah, Dominic's getting brought up soon.
Yep.
I also think it'd be cool if Dominic turned on Ray.
They're probably going to do something like that.
I think he should. I think he should turn on Ray like fairly quickly and unmask him himself. Just because that'd be the most heel heat I think anyone's ever gotten upon entering the company.
You mean other than the Shield powerbombing everybody through tables?
No, more than. It'd be more heel than. Think about it. We saw Dominic when he was like an 8-year-old child, and Eddie Guerrero and Ray were in a ladder match for paternal custody. And
yeah.
and then now we've seen him like coming to his dad's aid and like sticking around and like giving him uplifting talks and motivational speeches and stuff like that and keeping him in. And then imagine if that same kid that we saw all those years ago and the same young guy that we saw like trying to bring his dad up kicks the living shit out of his father and rips his mask off in front of the world.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
That's the most heel heat ever.
I can see that happening. I can really see that happening.
Hell yeah.
I would like to see that happening. It would tear me apart, really. Because, you know what I mean? Like, Ray is such a good guy, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It'd be super emotional storytelling. I think it'd be absolutely genius.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep.
This one's on you.
Alright, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day.
New Day?
Defeat Revival Top Guys via disqualification. Given their total absence of empathy for their fellow competitors, the Revival, Top Guys, and Randy Orton make such perfect sense as allies. And it's a wonder they didn't start teaming up sooner. They all embrace the old school, they're all ruthless in the ring, and they all have a bone to pick with the New Day. Any idea that the beef was squashed after last Tuesday was put to rest by the trio's heinous actions on Monday. The Revival still think the New Day are too fun-loving to represent the tag team division, and Orton is still out for retribution after failing to capture the WWE Championship from Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam. Orton crashed Raw during the non-title Revival New Day match and struck Big E with an RKO to hand the Revival a disqualification loss, but set up their most savage beating yet of the beloved trio. Though Kofi darted to the ring to even the odds, Orton and the Revival made short work with the New Day as the Viper dropped Kingston with an RKO, and all three joined in on the Shatter Machine RKO combo to Xavier Woods, and god damn it was that gangster.
Was what?
Woods got the... Pardon?
Which part?
All three of them doing a Shatter Machine RKO combo.
Oh. Yeah,
That was crazy.
I hated to see it, but it was like a 3D slash RKO kind of thing. It was literally like a dual 3D.
It was perfect. Then what was this? Oh yeah, Woods got the worst of the assault, with the Revival decimating his knee while Orton forced Kofi to watch. And for a group that prides itself on finding signs of positivity, even in the most dire situations, something truly ominous is fast approaching. Half test of faith, half reality check, and they won't know which it is until they're on the other side of the storm.
Yo, man, I can't even be impartial in reading stuff like that. I saw that. It was devastating. Like, it looked like they legitimately did something to damage Xavier Woods' knee.
Yeah, they beat the living shit out of that boy.
They definitely made him, like, they took a part of his manhood for sure.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
They crunched him.
Yeah.
It was rough.
That was borderline criminal, really.
It really was. It got pretty close.
Yeah. All right, WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They could have paused it on it better still. The dominant streak continues for the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions as Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross tried their hands against Fire and Desire and emerged with a convincing victory to cement their hold on the women's tag team division. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville seem to have their champs' number on more than one occasion. The Golden Goddess dropped Cross with a hard right on the outside, and Deville turned the tide every time when she stepped into the ring. But Bliss and Cross got the last word, with Nikki catching the Jersey Devil in a swinging neckbreaker and claiming the victory.
The Jersey Devil is a great name for Sonya. That's an awesome nickname. I like it. Yeah, good match. Nikki and Alexa continue to be a fantastic team together. I like that they kind of swerved us by not having either of them swerve each other. Like, this was one, again, where we were all like, oh no, this is definitely ending. And it's like, nope, boom, here's an awesome team. So yeah, I'm super down with that. I love Fire and Desire as well. Mandy and Sonya are an amazing team. They're both awesome. They got great personality, great on the mic, great in the ring. So yeah, I want a feud between these two. Actually, I think that'd be great.
That would be some mean girl. Mean girls and bad bitches.
So next was Cedric Alexander defeated Sami Zayn in the King of the Ring first round match. Even in defeat, Cedric Alexander looked like a superstar to watch last week in his match against Drew McIntyre. And now he's one step closer to becoming King of the Ring thanks to a first round victory over Sami Zayn. On one hand, the match was a continuing trend. Sami's in a bit of a rough patch, but it was something of an upset nonetheless. Zayn is a veteran, while Alexander is a newcomer still on the come-up, but the hungrier man proved to be the victor. Alexander rallied down the stretch to nail Zayn with a neuralizer. Neutralizer would be Cesaro. A neuralizer, following up with the lumbar check moments later for the win. And while Sami finds himself deeper and deeper in a rut, Alexander finds himself on his steepest upward trajectory yet. King Alexander may still be a long shot, but it's nowhere near out of the question.
Yeah.
Alexander's awesome. He's amazing in the ring, and he's got like all the charm in the world. Hopefully they book him well. If they do decide to go with King of the Ring for him, I hope they book him really, really, really strong.
Okay. All right. Well, our guest is about to depart.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Take it easy.
Yeah, man. Have a good one, man.
Link up tomorrow.
Yeah, we got that show.
Yeah, got a show. We got a show on Vegan Hippie Chick tomorrow. If you listening on
I was gonna say
Monday.
I was thinking about this, but Mick Foley is a pretty badass wrestler.
Mick Foley is definitely a legend. Definitely legendary.
I'll hop on our wrestling podcast, but
Okay.
I used to watch it. Anyways, have a good one, guys.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
See you later, man.
All right. So yeah. Where are we at right now?
It's your turn, and Sasha Banks attacks Natalya
Again. If you ask Becky Lynch, the only reason Sasha Banks' star is on the rise is because she stepped to the man last week. If you ask Natalya, she's still not over one of her best friends attacking her in the manner that she did. If you ask Sasha, she's not saying much. She's only offering a cryptic "you're welcome" to Michael Cole during a backstage interview. Her King's Court appearance was derailed by Bray Wyatt earlier in the night. That isn't to say Banks didn't make a statement as she ruthlessly ambushed Natalya once again in the backstage area, targeting her injured arm and offering her some truly uncalled for insults about her late father Jim the Anvil Neidhart. She didn't offer...
Sorry, one second here, 1 second. Before we move on from that, because they should have put what she said in there. Because she said something horrific. She told Natalya to go to hell and say hi to her dad while she's there.
Oh. Yikes. She didn't offer much in the way of explanation for her string of attacks, but she's certainly letting her actions do all the talking for her. Wow. That was, I think I remember hearing that, yeah.
Yeah, she told, she said, go to hell and tell your dad I said hi.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, Sasha's ratchet.
Yeah,
And nobody disagrees with it anymore.
it's hard to after something like that.
So yeah, this is the one that threw us all off. Universal Champion Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman defeat the OC to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. What the fuck?
Yeah, buddy.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
That's what's
You
up.
say so.
It's true. It's damn true.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know why it is, but it is. Coming into Raw, it seems Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman might eventually throw hands over the Universal Championship. Coming out of it, Rollins and Strowman were the Raw Tag Team Champions, having made the most of a last-minute opportunity against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the OC, who find themselves headed back to the drawing board after weeks of running the show. The victory was doubly impressive, not just because of any lingering tension among the challengers, but because some canny cheap-shotting by the OC effectively took Strowman out for the middle section of the match, leaving the Beast Slayer to go it alone. AJ Styles made his presence known behind the ref's back too, though Strowman rallied just in time to retain the Phenomenal One and take him out of the action with a running charge outside the ring. The re-energized monster among men did his part in the ring too, tagging in to truck Gallows and pulverize Anderson with a running power slam. Rollins neutralized Styles' final attempted interference with a stomp while the Phenomenal One entered the ring. Strowman made the cover, and that was all she wrote. So Strowman walked into Raw with his eyes on the United States title and maybe the Universal Championship, and leaves with a Raw Tag Team title, and Rollins, who walked into Raw with his mind set on a potential challenge, instead leaves with a partner that renders him unstoppable by association. Everybody wins, so of course, Strowman's lingering gaze at the Universal title suggests these two partners still have a thing or two to iron out.
Mm-hmm.
So my hope is that they're going to drop these titles to the OC again pretty soon. And we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman for like 2 or 3 months. Like, because I'd much rather see that than see Seth be Universal and Tag Team Champion. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't seem like it actually puts Seth over anymore. It kind of seems like it just puts him over the club.
Two-belt Rollins. Rollins.
Yeah, see, that chant doesn't work nearly as well. There's zero rhythm to it, so, like, I mean, I don't know.
I am very rhythmic, thank you very much.
What?
I said I am very rhythmic, thank you very much.
You are. That chant was not.
Oh, man.
But yeah, what did you think? What was your ups and downs for Raw?
That's something that I couldn't predict happened.
Yeah, that's true. That is always nice.
You know what I mean? Like, there's times where I feel like I know what's going to happen, so there's no point in me even watching it.
Yeah.
But, like, this was genuinely interesting, because, like, so many things could have happened, but none of them happened the way I expected them to.
Yep. Very true. That's I think we up me to that and the revival and RKO.
That was just not pretty, okay? You can call it an RKO party, but call it an RKO party, but it sounds funny.
Oh, it sucks. I'll get it.
Don't worry.
The New Day had RTV for
Oh, dear me! How long did it have to get to the point?
It only took years for the title fight.
Been handed everything. He said, can't believe so straight.
Wing just failed.
Are you listening to yourself?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be Thili Graves.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, the revival, we are trying to make this game justice. You would finish yours.
I cannot believe you are this.
Anyone that can tank is put actually in.
That's no fault insurance, though.
They could be like blood doping with tanks. They would be shooting tanks directly into each and getting unfair advantages.
See, you can't even say that with a straight face.
Can't hope. I've seen Biggie pull several out of his trunk, and until he pulled out an extra full red area hand, would make it more difficult.
Okay.
But cheese because they actually wait too low to make it hard to kill. That's like if Bronman or a scuba baseball club in the ocean.
Oh my gosh, you even say that? I can't believe that's not the most dramatic expression of, oh my gosh, what is even the likelihood of Ray facing Braun in the near future? My God.
That would absolutely happen. Think about all the times Rey Mysterio fought the Big Show.
A lot.
A lot. Like, a lot.
And Batista.
And JBL. And fucking
Undertaker.
Anybody, because Rey Mysterio is the shortest man ever.
Yeah, but he's the GLOAT.
Oh, he's absolutely the most.
He's the GLOAT. Okay, so get into this one here. SmackDown Live presented to you by Smirnoff Iceberry Blast.
Yeah,
actually, no. Tough.
This is story time for Thili, where the block tells Thili a bedtime story about the tale of SmackDown Live.
All right, cool.
From August 20th, 2019, because I don't know shit about this yet.
Not long ago and not too far away, Kofi Kingston retaliated against Randy Orton. Randy Orton kicked off SmackDown Live, still reveling in the beatdown that he and the Revival dueled out on the New Day the previous night on Raw. Orton went for the jugular, repeatedly suggesting that WWE Champion Kofi Kingston is stupid and that he had lost faith in his family, declaring he was trying to teach Kofi a lesson before the New Day's music started blaring through the arena. The Apex Predator attempted to get the jump on Kingston by turning towards the entranceway, but the WWE Champion was one step ahead, turning about fair play from last night by sneaking up behind Randy Orton and connecting with the pinpoint Trouble in Paradise. And if you see the picture, boy, his ear caught it right to Orton's dome. Kofi then grabbed a chair and placed it over Randy's ankle and contemplating smashing his weight down up on it for the retaliation for what the Viper did to Xavier Woods last night, but Dash and Dawson hit the scene, allowing the Viper time to retreat. Kingston retrieved the steel chair and decimated the top guys with several savage strikes. The Revival then fled after punishment, leaving Kofi to stand tall with one symbolic message. He wasn't backing down.
Holy shit, that Trouble in Paradise was perfect.
Was it not?
Holy fuck, I just saw it on the little video at the top of the story.
Did you actually watch it?
My God, yeah, I watched the video. Holy shit, he hit them.
I gotta watch this. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, no, he crushed him right in the ear, and Randy sold it like $1 million fucking bucks. He went straight down.
Okay, I obviously.
I'd have that.
Thank you for sparing me 1 minute 50 seconds. Good.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that is great. But that does highlight the cheating nature where he snuck up from
So
behind.
how is it possible for Randy Orton to sneak into the ring and give a man an RKO, but a man turns about fair play and it's an issue? I need to understand this, sir.
Because an RKO by its very nature is from out of nowhere. Trouble in Paradise, he's cheating.
Trouble in Paradise could happen from out of nowhere.
It could, but not by its nature. RKO by its nature is out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, And then he put Randy in there, and Top Guy was there to rescue Randy from that injury at Kobe.
He ate it.
Oh yeah, he
Ate it. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Absolutely perfect.
Okay, you gotta go to. I think this one's you.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I think this one is you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Andrade defeats Apollo Crews in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. The Blue Brand portion of the King of the Ring tournament kicked off right as Apollo clashed with Andrade in the most anticipated matchup of the first round. It was clear the match meant a little extra push to both competitors due to their long-standing beef, which flared up as recently as the announcement of the tournament last week. Apollo fed off the energy of the WWE Universe early and often, catching Andrade with an unbelievable dropkick, narrowly avoiding Andrade's dreaded running double move. However, in the clutch, Zelina Vega grabbed Andrade's foot to prevent Crews from dropping him, unbeknownst to the official. With Apollo distracted for just a few seconds, Andrade capitalized with a vicious back elbow and the hammerlock DDT.
Hey, Paso!
Becoming king. I'm not even going to say that it's racist.
Listen, you would have wanted to know what happened with that back elbow too. Don't even play. I said that back elbow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was insane. But Andrade for the win. What can I say?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, I love Andrade. I would be very happy with him becoming king of the ring.
He's hoping to give him the right push if he does.
I don't think they're allowed to fuck up his push because Charlotte will hurt them.
Yeah. She's got pull.
Yeah. Charlotte's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Charlotte,
the next one. Becky decked Charlotte Flair on a moment of bliss. Sorry. Bailey decked Charlotte Flair on a moment of bliss.
yep.
I'm eating some good food from Taps. Taps Brew House, 4680 Queen Street. Get there. Get food. Have fun. But, WWE Tag Team Champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross welcome Charlotte Flair to a moment of bliss. And boy, did things get lively like Blake. They didn't say like Blake, I did. See what I mean? Flair insisted that she and not SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley was the face of SmackDown Live, suggesting that the spotlight follows the Queen. Why do they keep calling her the Hugger?
I don't know.
Interrupted Flair by telling her that she might still be Women's Champion if she spent less time chasing the spotlight. Charlotte responded by challenging Bayley to a SmackDown Women's Championship match at WWE Clash of Champions. And Bayley immediately accepted, and then shoved Charlotte Flair right to the ground. Woo! This is going to be fun.
Hell yeah. That'll be a good match. It's a match we have seen several times. But they're both amazing in the ring, so they'll definitely tear it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then Buddy Murphy defeats the new Daniel Bryan. Following the troubling scene that saw the new Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan rough up Buddy Murphy backstage last week until Murphy admitted that Rowan had nothing to do with the attacks on Roman Reigns. WWE's best-kept secret challenged Bryan to a match over the weekend. The result? One of the bigger upsets in recent SmackDown Live history. Bryan, who was promising to reveal who was attacking Reigns by the end of the evening, while also insisting that Buddy was involved, went back and forth with Murphy in a dazzling contest that had the WWE Universe on speed from the jump. Highlights included an awe-inspiring dive from Murphy and a back superplex off the top rope from Bryan, each nearly resulting in a 3 count. In the pivotal moment, Murphy went for a super kick, but Bryan ducked and the strike connected with Rowan's jaw and sent him plummeting from the ring apron. Seconds later, the best kept secret, dropped Bryan with Murphy's Law for what was undoubtedly the biggest win of Buddy's career. Yeah, that is a huge win
Yep.
for Buddy Murphy.
Sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta watch that match.
All right. Then we got the Revival defeated Heavy Machinery.
Top guys.
The Revival,
Top guys.
new position as quasi-running buddies of Randy Orton, have put them in direct conflict with the New Day the New Day over recent weeks. But tonight they were right in the path of the full-throttle locomotives known as Heavy Machinery. Dash and Dawson took a tremendous beating from the Behemoths
Top guys.
in the early going, but they fought back and narrowly avoided the compactor. Dash followed up by catching Otis off guard with a surprise roll-up for a hard-fought victory. Because you know the Shatter Machine wasn't going to work on these guys.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. There's no way you're getting Otis up for the goddamn Shatter Machine. Not a chance. Maybe for the RKO Shatter Machine combo, because then both of the Revival can pick up Otis. But otherwise, there's no goddamn chance.
Not one.
No.
Nah. All right.
Oh, okay. I like
Yeah.
this headline.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn forged a frightening alliance on Miz TV. Really? Okay. Sami Zayn was the official guest on Miz TV, but he soon introduced a guest of his own. Pressed by The Miz about his recent losing streak, the critic of critics pontificated that he was no longer about himself and has decided to become a spokesperson for someone he admires. Enter Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. The A-lister, befuddled by Shinsuke's decision to link up with Zayn, openly questioned the choice, but the King of Strong Style insisted all questions go through Sami first. That routine wouldn't last long, though, as Nakamura suddenly blindsided Miz with a kick to the back of the head before beating the living daylights out of the A-lister, finishing him off with a Kinshasa before he and Zayn took their leave. I like this as a team, because Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura at Shinsuke's very first match in NXT was against Sami, and that match is incredible. Like, anybody who hasn't seen that, go back and watch that match, because it is spectacular.
Okay.
Now, here, 1 second here. Before we go on, because I want you to tell me, I want you to tell me who they revealed as the thing. You want me to read this one too, and then you can do the last one?
Okay, we'll do it that way, yeah.
All right, perfect. Elias defeated Kevin Owens in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. This does break my heart as well, though.
It surprised me. I was disappointed because I was ready to stun Owens stun.
Yeah, I wanted Kevin to go all the way and win that goddamn King of the Ring tournament. And from what I'm seeing here, it looks like Shane got involved, which, god fucking damn it. Why does that have to continue?
Because he's, honestly, he's just being douchebaggery.
Yeah, what I'm hoping happens is that Kevin and Shane have one more match against each other, and this time Shane's career is forced to be put on the line as well. Kevin wins, and then Shane has to fuck off for a while. Because much like I said weeks ago with Ziggler, I just don't give a fuck about Shane McMahon. I couldn't possibly care less about him at the moment.
You heard it here first. On Tough Talk with Thili and Dablock.
Boom. Kevin Owens looked to get one over on 24/7 champion Elias Shane McMahon by defeating the crooning superstar in the opening round of the King of the Ring tournament. But claiming his victory also meant overcoming the looming presence of Shane O'Mac. Shane strutted to ringside midway through the match just moments after he pondered removing the $100,000 fine that he slapped KO with last week. Despite Shane's presence, Owens appeared in rare form, protecting Elias at every turn and appearing to have the firm upper hand. However, in the critical moment, Shane attempted to stop KO from continuing the attack on the crooning superstar while the fight was on the outside, and then took off the shirt he was wearing to show that he was sporting a referee shirt. Shane O'Mac took over for the original official, and with the decree that Owens would face grave consequences if he struck another referee, KO had to be extremely hesitant, which led to Elias catching Owens with a roll-up and Shane counting an absurdly fast 3 count for a highly controversial outcome. I gotta see how fast this goddamn 3 count was. It's gotta be insane. Jesus Christ! Okay, there's never been a faster 3 count in the history of 3 counts. There's never in the history of 3 counts been a faster 3 count than that. That was insane.
Saying it was like, are we talking Nick Patrick or like?
No, this was we're talking like Wally West in a referee shirt going as fast as he could.
Wow.
That was ridiculous. That was the fastest 3 count there's ever been.
Wow.
Oh, fuck off. Fucking shit. That's hilarious. Oh well, we'll see where this goes. I really hope that this doesn't go much longer.
Well, we'll see. Daniel Bryan and Rowan revealed who they believe to be Roman Reigns' attacker.
Okay, I just for a heads up, I have closed the website in front of me because I don't want to know. I want to hear this. You guys, this is going to be a legit fucking reaction to this, whatever this is. I'm hoping it's Hornswoggle. I'm hoping it's their usual thing of like, oh shit, we set up a mystery, we don't have a plan. Hornswoggle. Please let it be Hornswoggle. I want it to be Vince's illegitimate son all over again.
Oh man. Well, the more answers Roman Reigns gets, the more questions he seems to be asking. Daniel Bryan and Rowan revealed who they believe to be Roman Reigns' attacker, a man who looked incredibly similar to Rowan. The accused party seemed petrified, and the big dog seemed beyond perplexed. So what was next in this ever-evolving whodunit?
Wait.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
No. That wasn't. Go back. That wasn't the whole thing.
That was the whole thing, bro.
No, it wasn't. Go read that again.
Okay. I'll do it just because it's you. All right.
I demand it.
The more answers Roman Reigns gets, the more questions we all seem to be asking. Daniel Bryan and Rowan revealed who they believe to be Roman Reigns' attacker, a man who looked incredibly similar to Rowan. The accused party seemed petrified, and the big dog seemed beyond perplexed. So what's next in this ever-evolving whodunit? That's...
Okay, finish it, though.
You're killing me right now. We're on the air.
What are you talking about? What do you mean a guy who looks suspiciously like Rowan?
Suspiciously like Rowan. Suspiciously identical. No.
What does that mean?
A man who looked incredibly similar to Rowan.
What?
That explains why. I guess
How?
I guess that's supposed to explain why Buddy Murphy, or who Buddy Murphy saw.
Who looks like what? What the fuck is this?
I don't know, bro.
No.
Yeah, bro.
This isn't real.
No, his beard's definitely not real.
No, that's not what happened.
I'd love to tell you otherwise, but then I'd be lying.
I'm pulling it up to see how much of a liar you are.
Okay, cool.
What? Who is that?
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Wait, okay, so they had him under a sheet.
Yep.
And then they took it up.
Revealed him.
But
Yep.
who the fuck is that?
Yep. And it faded to black after that, bro. So I'm telling you, I feel your anger. I feel your anger.
What? Okay, so the good news, I guess, about that is it very much could still be Hornswoggle. But I'm very confused.
Welcome to the club, fam.
But what? imagine it. Oh,
Hey, it's a
I don't
WWE.
understand that at all.
Anything can happen. Once you can give birth to a hand, bro, this is the least perplexing thing that's happened.
No, this I understood the hand.
He understood
that
that.
made sense to me. Everyone's seen an old lady give birth to a hand.
Oh yeah.
What? This is awesome. I'm so confused. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
That's what they're doing, man.
See, I smoked a bowl right before the podcast started, but I feel like I just got higher because I'm certain that I've misunderstood the last 6 minutes of this podcast. There's no way I just read this, saw any of that shit correctly.
Yeah, man. I even repeated it.
I know. And it was the same. I really expected it to be a different read the second time. I thought there was going to be something new.
I honestly was like, he usually doesn't get me to repeat these things, so let me try it again. And I'll read it a little bit slower this time, baby.
That was fucked up. I don't ever want to hear that again. That was awful.
Oh, man.
That's horrific storytelling. Who wrote SmackDown this week?
Who wrote SmackDown this week? Where does it say?
It couldn't.
Ryan Hippolyta.
I don't even mean that. I more mean like, what asshole on either Eric's or Vince's direction wrote that?
Oh.
I want to know. I want to know the actual writer who is responsible for that idea. I want them fired and then hung from the WWE Network flag outside of WWE headquarters in fucking Connecticut.
Oh my gosh. A little extreme, bro.
Like, you know, like the old school fucking TV shows where they would give someone a wedgie on the flagpole and like raise them into the air with the flag.
Yeah.
I want them to do that to whatever writer wrote that idea for that last segment. That should be their punishment. That's fucked up.
Oh my gosh.
They should have to be the ball for the first game of the XFL.
Oh man. When is that coming back?
You what, sorry?
When is that coming back, or is it not?
February 2020.
Oh, okay. So next February coming up.
Yeah, they just announced all of the teams and their names and their logos. And I think they started selling like pre-sale tickets for the first game, which
Okay.
I think it starts in February or March of next year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Vinnie Mac is back. Well, and let's also we should say it was Vince's birthday.
Yeah.
2
Yesterday.
days ago.
2 days ago.
74 years old. Vince Kennedy McMahon.
Wow. VKM.
Still takes off like 1 day a year.
Oh, wow.
Like, what a savage.
So savage. Okay, so we got the WWE, the SmackDown, and the Raw. What do we got for NXT?
NXT, not a lot. We're still, we're in the middle of the build right now. We're in the middle of one of the waiting for binge week to happen because it's only been 2 weeks since Takeover.
Okay.
So there hasn't been too much. Actually, I do think there was one thing. Let me see if this has aired yet. Give me 1 quick second here. NXT.
And while he's looking, I'd like to remind you that Tough Talks with Thili and the Block are brought to you by Thili and the Block, courtesy of Explosive North and the Choom Gang. We do deliver to you information that you may find pertinent if you follow combat sports. And if you're listening just so you can hate on how many people are listening, then you really need to get yourself checked out. Tough Talks with Thili and the Block. We don't play that shit.
So the one thing that I do know about what's happened hasn't aired yet.
Okay.
And let me see when it will air, because if it's airing this week, no, we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about NXT next week. There is a title change that happened at the TV taping last weekend, and it's so there is a title change that's happening soon.
But not telling you who it was yet.
You what? Sorry.
But we're not telling you who it is yet.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna spoil it. But yeah, it's a good one. So it looks like it's gonna be a goddamn good match too. So everyone be on the lookout for the September 4th episode of NXT. It will be the main event of that show is going to be a big match as well. And the other thing is that I guess just saying that officially starting October, or actually starting in September, I think NXT will be moving to USA.
Yep.
Let's see when that is. September, NXT on USA. That starts on. Oh, and actually, it looks like AEW tickets slowed down, so it looks like they might be doing what they wanted to. Yeah, September 18th. So starting on September 18th, NXT will be a weekly live 2-hour show, which is amazing. Hunter is still in charge of everything, so that's going to be very, very cool. And I think it's going to be massive for the talent because they're going to get more money because they'll be on TV. They'll be live, so they'll be making more money for that reason as well. So I think this is going to be good for everybody. It's also a good to have direct competition between AEW and WWE.
Oh, of course.
So that's going to be wicked.
It's like showing up at the events.
Oh, sorry, what?
I said it's like showing up at other people's events. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm here too. I could be doing this, but I let you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other news for AEW, there's not much. The big thing for AEW is Jon Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. For any of the listeners who only pay attention to WWE stuff, he is injured and out of All Out.
What?
So the match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega is canceled. The match is now Kenny Omega versus Pac, who WWE fans will know as Neville.
Okay.
So it's still a great match, still something that we're looking. While we were looking for Dean to be fighting him, it's going to be really cool to see. Serious case of MR. So it's MRSA is the problem. I don't know what that means.
MRSA.
What is? Pardon?
MRSA. It's like it's a type of bodily infection, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. Yeah. It's a staph. It's like a staph infection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a staph infection in his elbow, and he has to pull out of All Out, which is August 31st. Actually, that's possible. So yeah, August 31st. That's this Saturday is All Out. So I'd like to thank Jon Moxley for ruining my birthday present. You son of a bitch.
Like, he chose to get a staph infection, though.
Well, hey, I didn't say he chose to, but he should have done more to prevent it.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's called Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
But yeah, he's going to be out for a little while. It looks like he's going to be out for 4 weeks. So he'll be out for a month, but he should be ready to go by October 2nd, which is the TNT debut for AEW TV show. So that's good. The other stuff that we've got, there's not much New Japan going on right now that I'm aware of.
As long as we bring it up.
Pardon me?
As long as we bring it up, we touch base on it, and I'm telling the truth, so we good.
Yeah, exactly. Also, this Saturday on August 31st is Ultimate Fighting. It's UFC Fight Night 157 in the Shenzhen University Sports Center, which is in China. The main event is Jessica Andrade fighting Weili Zhang. Jessica is the current women's strawweight title. That title is on the line. If anybody remembers Jessica's title win, that was the one where she basically did a Death Valley driver to Rose Namajunas and knocked her ass out unconscious in Brazil in front of her home country. And like a true warrior, her first title defense is in another up-and-coming fighter's home country. And if Weili Zhang wins this fight, she will be the first ever Chinese UFC champion. So that would be a huge deal. So
Quite the accolade.
Also the fact that it'll be a woman. There's a couple other badasses on that card. Li Zhonglong is a bad motherfucker. He knocks people all the way out. And Mike Grundy, great fighter. He's a featherweight, 12-1. He's fighting Mozar Evolov, who is also a featherweight. He's 11-0. So, funnily enough, if Mike Grundy wins this match, Mozar will be at 12-1, and Mike Grundy will then be at 13-1. So it's a pretty cool little mix-up there. They're both up and coming. And then on the prelims, there's really not many people on the prelims that are too big, other than Anthony Hernandez, who is 7-1. His first loss came last year against Daniel Cowboy Cerrone. And Andre Sukumtov is also fighting on that card. He's got a bit of a following. He's 13-7 though. He's been on a bit of a losing streak.
Okay.
So that one's that. And then in 2 weeks we got the big UFC 242 in Dubai, and that is Khabib Nurmagomedov defending his lightweight title against the interim champion Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And also on that card is Edson Barbosa and Paul Felder. We'll go over more of that card once we get closer to it next week, though.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, and that's good. And then anybody who's interested, I don't have any results, and I won't give anybody any results right now because I just downloaded the event so I can watch it. But last night was Bellator 225, I want to say. Bellator 225. And from what I saw, one of the headlines saying today, it was the most violent night in modern professional mixed martial arts. So I'm very excited to watch that. Anybody who wants to see a crazy night of fights, go check out Bellator 245. Our boy Mauro Ranallo from NXT Commentary, commentator for Bellator.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's a good one too. And I think that's it.
By the sounds of it.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
By the sounds, hey, we're getting better at this. Got it down to an hour and 10 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sorry for the late episode, ladies and gentlemen. I was down at 4680q.ca. Checking out the vibes with the Viz on the Viz show. Check out the Viz show on 4680q.ca. Sundays at 12 till 2 p.m. If you're not there, check out Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. Sign up, add the block online on Twitter, add Thili905.
Yep.
On Instagram?
Instagram, Thili Canada.
Thili Canada? Okay.
Thili Canada on Instagram. And just Tyson Lee on Facebook.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to get at me for collaborations or anything like that, working on new music, should be getting some more work in pretty soon.
Yep, that's what's up. You can get at me at the Block Online on Instagram and on Twitter. I am David the Block Tyrell on Facebook. Holler at me for any of your professional service requirements. We have an in-house professional We also got davidterrell.com, DAVIDTYRELL.com, that you can get to me through. It shows you links to my latest works and all of that, etc. So be sure to come check us out tomorrow night at the Vegan Hippie Chick, 91 East Main Street in Welland, or at Taps on Friday at 4680 Queen Street in Niagara Falls, or on Saturday at the French Hall in Port Colborne. We be making moves, ladies and gentlemen. We're making moves.
All over the place.
Yeah, man. I've performed in every city in the southwestern elements of this region, except for Port Colborne.
Nice.
So, and Thorold. Thorold I haven't performed in, but, I performed in St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Fort Erie. I'm going to perform in Port Colborne. I performed in Welland. So, I'm just trying to diversify my reach.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to do, brother.
Yeah, fam. All right, cool. Well, that being said, thank you for tuning in to Tough Talks with Thili and the Block.
Yes. Thank you.
Wherever it is and wherever you be, make sure you tune in for the 1, 2, 3.